think there's a couple of people missing, but I'm going to begin anyhow. And let's see. Well, Yana is here too. She's sitting next to me, but you can't see her. She wants not to be visible. So, yeah. Anyhow, okay. Welcome. This is welcome to whatever this thing is that we're doing. And I hope everybody's good. And everybody's. When's the last time we were here? 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And yeah, so I'm curious also what's been happening with everybody. What have you been experiencing, and what have you been conscious of, and what you've been aware of? And if anything comes up that you want to talk about, or that you're having problems with, or anything that's on your mind, or anything that you want to share, or that you notice, I'm happy to, again, to speak about it and just open everything up so things can move, and hopefully grace will come and help us also.
Всем привет, я надеюсь, у вас все хорошо, и приглашаю вас поделиться, что вы заметили, что вы осознали, и что откроется, и будем надеяться, что милость будет нас сопровождать.
Okay. Does anybody want to begin? What did you notice, Petty?
I miss Arambol, I miss you, I miss Natalia. And I noticed that I really can find my silence and quiet even with all what's going on, and even that I move like, yeah, I don't have my time maybe to myself, but I'm not hooked by the other energy. Even that we have the terror attack in Israel, in Tel Aviv, that it's really close to my house, and my children, I wasn't there, like always. My children, they all the time saying that when bad things happen, I'm never there. They're right. But I can still find my silence inside of me, and I'm happy. But I must say that it's like the rhythm in Goa, in Arambol, it's different.
Yeah.
You have yeah. So I'm happy that I had long time with you there. That I think that more time we are staying on this silence, we can maybe have it longer, or maybe it's inside of me, but I'm really happy.
Good. Yeah, it's like going to a gas station, right? You get filled up. So when you came, you had no gas in you at all.
Yeah, and I can still see that it's stories, like people ask me, hey, what about the things that happen in Tel Aviv? And it's like, okay, what's happened? It's happened. Sure, that it's really bad. It could happen even to me or to my children, but it's still like, we have the things in Russia or Korean, so many things around us all the time, and so many stories that I have no control on that. So yes, maybe what I realized that I cannot control those things, but I can control myself, and I'm happy with that. So yes, it's like maybe the gas, when it will finish, so I will come back.
Good. Yeah, I'm happy. It's good to know that you are able to keep your peace, and that's the whole point of coming to satsang, and also experiencing longer periods of time that we can be, how do you say, experiencing ourself on a deeper level. Because then at a certain point, you won't want to leave there anymore. At the beginning, it's hard because you keep getting distracted. We keep getting distracted all the time and going into the stories of other people and going into the stories that are happening around us. But actually, if you don't do that and you just stay within yourself, everything is always okay, actually. It's the point that we get dragged into the external input all the time. Yeah, so yeah, it takes practice and also remembering. So that's the point of experiencing it more. The more you can experience what I'm speaking about, the easier it is for you to realize it. That's all. So it's good. I'm happy. You're able to keep it. So now you got to keep it longer. Okay, great. Thanks, Petty. Nice to see you. And we miss you too. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else want to say something? Want to share something? Share what you're noticing, what you're feeling inside, what's happening with you. Okay, I'm going to talk about something. And this keeps coming up. Like for me, it's like I'm, how do I say, I'm getting information all the time. And especially like on my Facebook and stuff like that, because I don't know if I'm subscribed, but I get things from Nils Nagata, and I get things from Amanda Moy. And what I've been a lot of times reading about lately, and it's also the same feelings I have about this, and so I'm just going to share that with you. And it's actually about the necessity of grace.
Я бы хотел тогда поделиться, поговорить о том, что вот сейчас постоянно как бы информация, которая ко мне поступает, я встречаю на Facebook или еще где-то от цитаты Нисаргаты Махараджи или Ананды Маймо, и это связано с тем, что нам необходима помощь милости божественной.
So, my understanding and my experience of this is that if we don't have the experience of whatever you want to call that, God or grace or whatever that is not based upon our mind and it's not based upon our sensations, then we don't really have much of a chance to access the other part, which is not the mind and which is not the sensations. So that's like so very important. I've spoke about this quite a few times actually, but it just keeps always returning all the time, and I keep running into this thing because I meet many people and they're all on the spiritual path, but the problem is everything they do on the spiritual path always is connected to thoughts or to sensations. Okay, so everybody wants to go do the new ceremony with ayahuasca or with cacao or with the frog stuff or whatever, or go do a new technique, go learn a new technique, go learn a new method, go learn a new system. And all this is it's okay, but it's all based on the material realm, the exterior realm. It's nothing's on the inside, you know. So, and when we only work from that point, you can't access what I'm speaking about. So I just wanted to say how important that is for us to be able to have that experience, which is beyond the mind and which is beyond our sensations. Okay.
И мое понимание, что без вот этого опыта, переживания вот этого, то, что за пределами ума и наших ощущений, мы не можем соединиться со своей внутренней истинной сущностью. Очень важно именно это переживание состояния не ума. Большинство духовных практик, которые есть на рынке, они основаны на техниках, на методах, которые идут через ум и через ощущения, но через них невозможно испытать то, что находится вне ума.
So now it's the most difficult part, because what I'm speaking about, we can't do it.
Самое сложное заключается в том, что то, о чем я говорю, мы не можем сделать.
Okay, it's beyond our ego. So anything we do is actually coming from the ego.
Потому что все, что мы делаем, исходит из эго, а это находится за пределами эго.
Okay, so the main trigger for this to occur is our intention.
И главный триггер, который позволяет возникнуть тому, о чем я говорю, это наше намерение,
Our desire.
наше желание.
Because we are the creation,
Потому что мы созидание,
the
создание
essence of creation.
и суть созидания, творения.
That's what we're doing, subconsciously or consciously.
И это именно то, что мы делаем, осознанно или нет, или подсознательно.
Most of us subconsciously.
Большинство из нас делает это не подсознательно.
Okay. And the more we actually put freedom or put God on the top of our list, is the more likely that it's going to come along your way and it's going to present help for you to be able to experience what that is.
И если вы помещаете свободу и стремление к Богу на вершину вашего списка, то чем как бы чаще вы его туда помещаете, тем больше у вас возможности, что это с вами случится.
So without this help, we don't go anywhere. We stay basically in the realm of the basic life, like what is going on around us. Okay, so it's all material things, basically, you know, cause and effect. If you want to get out of cause and effect, you have to leave the realm of what I'm speaking about and go into the realm of grace. Grace is beyond the rules of the material world, in actual fact.
Без помощи этого нам не удастся вырваться из вот этой материальной реальности, в которой все время причина-следствие. Только милость может помочь выйти из этой реальности.
A good example is the creation of the nature, how the nature functions.
Очень хороший пример — это природа, как она функционирует.
So man can't do that.
Человек не может этого сделать.
He actually makes a big mess out of it.
Он создает большой беспорядок из этого.
And this is what we have done to ourselves. We've made a big mess out of ourselves.
И мы сделали такой же беспорядок сами с собой.
Because there's no divine wisdom attached to our ego.
Потому что к нашему эго не прилагается божественная мудрость.
Divine wisdom comes from the function of nature.
Божественная мудрость появляется из функционирования природы.
So the more we can be in line with the essence of the creation, the more that energy or that essence can move through us and also guide us and also manifest things as the nature manifests all the time. You know, so actually, this is what it feels like for me.
И чем больше мы будем в сонастроенности с сутью природы, тем более вот эта суть и будет проявляться через нас тоже.
I feel like the nature is manifesting through me, and I'm not really doing anything except being present for it.
И я чувствую, как вот это естество, природа, оно через меня манифестируется, проявляется. Но я ничего не делаю, кроме того, что я как бы присутствую для этого.
So in the beginning, I thought I was doing everything.
Вначале я думала, все я делаю сам.
And then when I sat with my teacher, everything started to happen.
И после того, как я стала сидеть с моим учителем, все стало случаться.
And the more I surrendered myself to myself,
Чем больше я сдавался сам себе,
which is basically to the divine part of myself, which I'm asking everybody to do every time when we're here, that we bow our head to ourself, to our divine self. And that's actually the most important aspect of receiving grace, because you are grace.
стал сдаваться себе, своей божественной сути. Это то, что я, в общем-то, прошу вас делать каждый раз, поклониться, склонить голову перед своей божественной сутью. Это то, что позволяет нам получить милость божественную.
So when I
Потому что мы есть эта милость.
surrender my ego to the grace inside of me, then the grace can start to have space to operate.
Я смиряюсь, даю свое эго, свои вот милости, которые внутри меня, и тогда милость начинает действовать.
So this is now the fight, everybody. The fight of my ego against my soul.
И вот та борьба, которая происходит, это борьба моего эго с моей душой.
It's
Битва.
like you're not fighting with anything except your own resistance.
Вы, по сути, не воюете ни с чем, кроме как со своим собственным сопротивлением.
So whoever's having a problem now with whatever they're having a problem with, understand that the problem is that you are making the problem with yourself.
И у кого бы не были сейчас какие-то проблемы с чем-то, поймите, что проблемы вы создаете сами с собой.
And your resistance is the obstacle
И ваше сопротивление – это препятствие,
that you keep attacking,
которое вы продолжаете атаковать,
thinking that you can overcome that
думая, что можете его преодолеть.
using the same thing that is stopping you.
По сути, используя ту же самую вещь, которая вас останавливает.
It doesn't work.
Это не работает.
What happens is you get pain
И единственное, что с вами происходит, это боль. Вы
and you
получаете
get
боль
suffering.
и страдания.
That's why it's so important to develop humility.
Поэтому это так важно развивать смирение.
And it's so very important to develop the virtues of your soul.
И развивать другие добродетели
I'm going to
души.
say them again
Я
because
повторю.
because I don't know how many times I say it all the time, but I don't think people really get it what I'm saying, so I'm going to say it again. Understanding,
Понимание,
patience,
терпение,
kindness,
доброта,
compassion,
сострадание,
love.
любовь.
Do it to yourself. Give it to
Делайте это,
yourself.
дайте это себе.
Give it to yourself. Develop these qualities. These are already in you, but you don't develop them. You don't pull them out of the cupboard. You got to pull them out of the cupboard and you got to use them.
Развивайте их, эти качества уже внутри вас, но вы их не используете, вы не достаете их из шкафа, достаньте их, используйте, развивайте.
The most important person to use them on is you.
И самый главный человек, по отношению к кому надо их использовать, это к себе.
Okay, does anybody want to say anything about this? Does anybody want to add on anything about this? Does anybody want to question this? Do they want to? Whatever.
Есть ли какие-то вопросы про это?
Does anybody notice anything about what I just said about yourself? If you're doing that or you're not, or are you avoiding that? I don't know.
Hey,
Вы
Panda.
заметили, как вы, проявляете ли вы это по отношению к себе, или, может быть, наоборот, избегаете этого?
Hey, Danielle.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How about you?
Now that I just joined the session and I heard what you said,
Yeah.
much better.
Good. Do you have something to add on to that, or to speak about that, or to share something about that you're noticing?
Yes, I'm noticing that I'm out of breath. Just a second. Okay, that I'm much more in presence with what I'm feeling and doing. And I'm visiting now in Israel, so it's a lot of emotions and dealing with people from the past, families, things like that. And I find myself going out of the center of the balance and coming back. But every time I feel that the things that we talked about are really echoing in my soul, in my body, and then in my mind, and really see how it goes through all the bodies, and it allows me to come back again. I go easily outside. And sometimes I feel it. That usually when I meet situations or people that there's stuff to deal with that, but every time I come back again, and what you said now about the virtues of the soul, compassion and patience, that's an important one for me now. And I felt that was really like crystal clear, the sensation and the things that I want to work on and continue to develop inside myself. So it can help me just be a happy person and deal with whatever comes with from the pain, from the point of relaxation. That is very important. Less doing, more being.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. So, yeah, you're really, how do you say? You're in the eye of the storm.
Oh, yeah. That's a good way to say that. Yeah.
I think it's a great opportunity for you to see yourself and to notice how you're dealing with that, and also how people are dealing with themselves too. You can probably see that also.
Yes. Yeah. I haven't been here for 2.5 years. So to come back to the same place and to see the patterns that still work here, in front of me and underline also, you can see that all the time, like nothing changed. And it's really show me, I'm lucky we are, me and Elad, that we chose the way that we choose.
Yes.
And it's funny to see that, people come to us, say, good to see you again. How are you? And then comes, they don't really listen. Like, which country? How do you feel? How is the children? But that's it. It's like from inside to out, but it doesn't penetrate, doesn't go there. And I felt that when I was thinking about it, it's an observation and not a judgment.
Right.
And I realized that maybe before in my life I used to judge more. And now, no, not so much.
Good. I'm glad you
think
can.
it's more about
you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the how do I say, the thing about being free. The thing about being free is that you're not judging and you're not making opinions anymore, but you observe, you can see things. That's all. And because you're detached, they don't really affect you. Because, you know, you're no longer propagating a story. Most of us are really interested in creating stories. So if you catch yourself, this is a good exercise, everybody. If you catch yourself making a story, just stop it. If you're creating a story, that basically means that you're not present. And because you're not present, actually, you're not enjoying what is present in the moment. That's how we get enjoyment. Enjoyment is when we're there. People always say to me, oh, you missed this and that. I tell them, I never feel I miss anything because I am where I am always. I'm never trying to be somewhere else, or I'm never not where I am. So how can I miss anything if I am where I am? I only miss something when I'm somewhere else. So this is what basically people are doing. They're creating stories, and they like their stories, and they keep their stories, and they don't want to let their stories go, which is a pity, because the story only grows bigger and it gets more complicated when there's more chapters, and it's a never-ending story. As you can see, turns into soap opera, and pretty soon you know, you don't know how to get out of the soap opera because the soap opera has so many chapters to it. Sometimes they last years, decades. So, anybody else want to share something or say something about this or anything that you're experiencing? Yeah, Guillaume.
Yes, that's interesting. You were talking about nature, and actually, when I go outside and just outside, you know, I can feel the nature. I mean, feeling the nature is not about what I see, it's about what is speaking about, only the truth. That's me. So this is the connection with me, actually. So this is not about nature, something else is nature of everybody, everything. This is the true nature, is what I feel. And it helped me a lot. Sometimes when I feel disconnected, I just go outside and just, I don't need to walk somewhere else, somewhere far. Just I go outside and I can feel all the nature. And it's like you say, it's putting gas, you know, you just put in gas inside of you and you feel really better when you do that. And that's one point. About grace is same, is nature can feel grace, and that's how I've been touched with grace. Is just I don't choose, just grace appear, you know, when I am present.
Yes.
If I am not present, grace is still there, but I am not connected to. I'm just from outside, from the illusion and the stories. Just the stories, yeah, just make me out of what's really true and important in life. So you were talking about freedom, that's freedom. Freedom about being nature, just being your truth.
Well,
and
nature is free, isn't it?
yeah, you have no problem anymore. You have no stories. So yeah, you are free and nothing can disturb you when you are present. But if something around you comes to the events and you just get on the story, get caught, and you start to making story about yourself too, yeah, this is not freedom. You're going to jail again. That's the point. And I mean, it's not easy. I don't pretend anything. It's just, as you say, you have to practice more and more. You have to see yourself getting cocked about this thing.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about something else that keeps coming up that I've been running into a lot, and that is the necessity of I don't want to how do I say put importance or this is not the right word. I'm trying to find the right word to use. It's necessary for us to be able to concentrate.
Еще один момент, которым мне хотелось бы поделиться, который часто сейчас возникает, это необходимость для нас быть способными к концентрации.
So practice is a form of concentration.
Практика – это форма концентрации.
So why this is very important is because it helps us be able to control our mind.
Почему это важно? Потому что это дает нам возможность контролировать собственный ум.
Because if we can't control our mind,
Потому что если мы не можем контролировать свой ум,
it starts to run all over the place.
он выходит полностью из-под контроля и делает все, что захочет.
Okay, now, when I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about, it's really hard for me to speak about this because I'm not really talking about control, like using my ego to control.
Я не говорю о контроле,
So this is
эго, чтобы контролировать.
why it's difficult for me to speak about it. But what is important is that we have the capability to focus our attention.
Но что важно, это чтобы у нас была способность фокусировать свое внимание.
And from doing that, we can arrive to stillness.
И благодаря этому мы можем испытать неподвижность, покой.
Stillness is very necessary for meditation to occur.
И вот эта неподвижность очень важна для того, чтобы могла появиться медитация,
So
случиться медитация.
the key is actually to be in the state of no mind, which is the state of meditation.
Ключ заключается в том, чтобы быть в состоянии не ума. Это то, что есть медитация.
So that's the point where I is not there.
Это то, где нет я.
You do it every night when you go to sleep.
Происходит каждую ночь, когда вы идете спать.
If you deep sleep, I is not there.
Если вы глубоко спите, там нет вашего я.
Now the point is to deep sleep when you're awake.
Но вот важно прийти к состоянию как бы глубокого
So
сна,
you're
в
awake,
состоянии бодрствования.
but you're not relating to I.
Вы в бодрствовании, но вы не функционируете через я.
So this helps if you can do things that help your concentration. And because you use your concentration, stillness of mind arises.
Здесь вот возникает польза от делания того, что развивает вашу концентрацию. Через это может возникнуть неподвижность ума.
Stillness of mind arises, and again, there is grace.
И тогда там милость.
This is Sat Chit Ananda.
Это истина, блаженство, правда.
Truth, consciousness,
Правда, сознание,
bliss.
блаженство.
Sat Chit Ananda. This is the underlining truth behind all manifestation.
Это правда, которая как бы пронизано которой все, любое проявление.
Okay, the virtues I talked about will help you go there
И вот эти добродетели, о которых я говорил, они помогут вам,
because those things that I talked about, they're eternal.
потому что они бесконечные, эти вещи, вечные, эти благодетели.
So stop investing in things that come and go.
Поэтому перестаньте вкладываться в вещи, которые приходят и уходят.
Try to invest in things that are eternal.
Попробуйте вкладываться в вечные вещи.
Everybody's spending their time focusing on things that come and go.
Почти все проводят свое время, фокусируясь на вещах, которые приходят и уходят.
And that's what happens. They come and go.
И это и происходит, они приходят и уходят.
Not only the things, the people.
Не только вещи, но и люди.
Their mind is coming and going like a revolving door. Or they're being tossed around by their emotions that are coming up and down and around the corner, forwards and backwards. Or they're being tossed around by their thoughts, changing every second, every 2 seconds.
И они как такие вращающиеся двери постоянно следуют за умом, который все время меняется, за эмоциями, которые то одна, то вторая, то третья.
And many people just think that's normal.
И для большинства людей как бы это и есть норма.
Because they don't know something else.
Потому что они
And
не знают
that's
другого.
coming back to the very beginning, what I talked about. To have the experience of what that is, of grace.
Это возвращает нас к тому, о
When
чем
you
я вначале
experience
говорил,
that,
необходимости опыта, вот этого переживания милости.
you'll understand there's another place that you can have a relationship to yourself from,
Когда у вас будет этот опыт, вы
that
будете
you
знать, что
know
есть
that
другая возможность,
exists besides just your mind and your sensations.
что существует другое пространство за
That's
пределами
why
вашего ума и ощущений.
It's so important to have that experience
Поэтому очень важен этот опыт.
because it makes it possible then to use anything to find that because you know it exists. But if you don't know it exists, you'll never find it.
Потому что тогда вы можете использовать разные возможности, чтобы его найти, это состояние, потому что вы его уже знаете. Но если вы его никогда не испытывали, то вы его не можете найти.
Taking another ayahuasca, taking another mushroom, taking another course, taking another session or something ain't gonna do it because it all fluctuates around the same ambience of things.
Никакие методы, грибы, айваски и другие не дадут возможности этого испытать, потому что они как бы вращаются вокруг совершенно других вещей.
Okay, I'm happy to, if people want to share something or they want to talk about something that they're running into in their daily life that they like to speak about or like some light on.
Yeah. I mean,
Go ahead.
I still want to share something.
Okay.
I have some difficulties now to sleep, and I have a lot of nightmare. I mean, before I have nightmare, I was the one killing people. Now I have nightmare. I can see people killing another people.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I don't sleep so well, and I'm really feeling tired right now. But I mean, this process for me, it's okay, you know. It's just, but I want to share to people because, I mean, I detach from all the stories when I am not sleeping, but when I am sleeping, the mind is kind of getting in control, you know.
Yeah. So you know, right? You understand, like dreaming is part of your ego.
Yes, I mean, this is stories.
Yeah. So it's your ego working in conjunction with your soul.
Mm.
Okay. Your soul, basically, its main objective is just that you experience it. To go back basically to the origin. Your soul is the origin, right? It's the actually there's no it's perfect. There's no comment there. There's nothing there. It's just free, empty space. So that's what your soul actually is actually doing. This what it's doing to us every day, but people are not aware of it. Is it's bringing all the situations that we run into in our life, yeah, to show us what we need to learn so we can go back. But because we're stubborn and we have resistance, we don't listen.
Наша душа каждый день привносит в нашу жизнь ситуации, в которых нам необходимо что-то выучить, урок извлечь для того, чтобы вернуться в истинное состояние. Но мы достаточно упрямы, чтобы не замечать этого и не извлекать эти уроки.
So this is I told you, this is the pointless fight with ourselves. It's
Это
just
такая бессмысленная борьба с собой.
we can't win. Nobody wins this fight. You just get tired and you knock yourself out. That's all. You know. So.
Yeah, but I mean, when I sleep, I just let these stories. When I wake up, it's okay, but I'm tired. That's the point.
I understand, but you're trying to work it out, right? That's why you're dreaming. Yeah, you're trying to work this situation out somehow.
Yeah. I mean, that's showing me the truth, and that's funny. As you say, is always there is no hand, so that's funny, because actually I enjoy myself more, and I can see how I can be a bunch of joy, because I can see how I can be funny, and people love that, and because I love myself the way I am, really.
Yeah.
So that's funny in my life, and now the things occurring when I sleep.
Good.
So
hopefully, the thing is, all this stuff, because it's not real, it will go away at a certain point. It will run out. I told you the other things are eternal. They're not going to run out, and that's that's why we should invest in those things, and they will become the guiding pillars that will help us go through all the obstacles that are on our path that we're coming into, that we're sending actually to ourselves.
Yeah, the thing is, when I am in a nightmare and this kind of thing happen, I am not really attached to it, I mean, it's not dramatic for me. It's not I cry or I scream or nothing. It's just I'm watching what's going on.
Right. Good. Yeah. So you're getting less involved.
Yeah, that's the point. It's really not dramatic. I just accept, I just see things and that's it.
Yeah, good. That means they're gonna go.
Yeah.
The problem is when we interreact with it and we continue fueling the story. Then the story just gets bigger. Or, like I say, it takes another chapter, or it takes another section.
Yeah. It's just putting water on it.
Anyhow, the thing is, there's no problem.
Yeah.
Until we make it a problem.
Не существует проблем, пока мы не создадим проблему.
So I didn't sleep yesterday.
Например, я не спал вчера.
But I feel okay.
Но я нормально себя чувствую.
Because I could have, like before, what I used to do, I didn't sleep, and I said, "Oh, I didn't sleep. I'm gonna feel so bad today because I didn't have enough sleep." I just did everything like normal.
Да, раньше я бы начал вот как бы.
I didn't think about it like I did. I knew I didn't sleep, but it didn't bother me that I didn't sleep because I thought, "Oh, okay, well, here I am. It's okay."
Yeah. I mean, I say I feel tired, but physically, is not. I'm not going outside or riding the bike or something. I just go on. It's just physically, my eyes is so it's like that. I don't have rest physically. I mean,
but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. That's funny because this week I have this thing, everyone around just make, work at home, like building thing, and just wake me up really early. And I say, okay, I just wake up. I mean, before I will be upset, but now it's okay. It's time to wake up, it's okay.
So that's the one of the great things that starts to happen is that you stop making opinions and judgments about yourself, and you just accept what comes, and you don't think anything about it at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point. It's just I'm detached from it.
So then there's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's out of sync then. It's only out of sync when I think it's out of sync.
То, что происходит вот на пути, ты как перестаешь судить себя и какие-то события, все, что происходит, ты просто относишься к этому окей, не драматизируешь, ничего не накручиваешь, все принимаешь.
I mean, it's much more easier to accept, to accept what it is, I mean, Leslie, I make less story. That's the point.
That's it. Okay, so this. Okay. Yeah, this is the thing now, everybody, no story, no thing, nothing is actually the point of what meditation is. The point of meditation is to be sitting in nothing.
Вот это отсутствие историй всяких сопровождающих, это по сути суть медитации, как бы ничего, когда в медитации ничего нет.
Your true state is the state of meditation.
Твое истинное состояние — это состояние медитации.
But we're living apart from that, which is the separation of ourselves, of our personality, to this meditation. Can't translate that? Good. Some things you can't translate. That's the whole point, what I'm speaking about. You cannot understand certain things because your mind cannot go there. And because your mind cannot go there, you don't have a problem. But you can make it a problem because you can think, oh, my mind can't go there. I can't understand it. And then you create yourself a problem. But if you're really in that place that I'm speaking about, there's nothing there. It's free. So the more we can experience that and become conscious of it, the more you're going to want to stay there and not go to the story or get involved in the stories. This is the best medicine that you can have for yourself. Okay, now, how can you, this is now the problem. Okay, you've got to find somewhere or something that is resonating what I'm speaking about. I was lucky I had teachers that I could sit with that brought me to the state of that where I was not in my mind. And I could experience enough time so I could start to realize it. Yeah.
И вот как бы самая лучшая медицина от всех этих проблем и историй — это находиться вот в этом состоянии неума, о котором я говорил. Но тут возникает вопрос, собственно, как. И очень важно, чтобы найти кого-то, кто в этом состоянии находится и резонирует. Это то, что произошло со мной. Я был с учителями, которые это испытывали.
So that's the best thing you can do. Come to satsang or go to somebody else's satsang. The only thing is, the most truest thing, okay? Because there's so much stuff out there that is being offered.
Самое лучшее, что вы можете сделать, это приходить на
and so many classes and so many courses and so many different types of methods. And there's always a new one around the corner.
И не обязательно, на любой сатсанг, к любому мастеру, где это есть. Потому что сейчас много очень всяких вот
But
этих
if
курсов,
they-
занятий, где этого нет.
If they don't make you quiet,
Если они
they're
не
not
делают
worth
вас,
anything.
не позволяют вам ощутить вот этот покой, то они, собственно, ничего не стоят.
If they don't still your mind
Если они не
and make you
успокаивают
quiet
ваш
inside
ум,
yourself and give you peace, then go away.
не дают вам покоя и этой неподвижности, то уходите оттуда.
The problem is we're so used to going to do things that stimulate us.
Мы так привыкли ходить, делать
So,
вещи, которые нас
We
стимулируют.
get to go to one and we get a new stimulation. Oh, and I'm happy that's so stimulating. But the stimulation wears off. And then what do? You go look for another stimulation. And this is what people are doing. They're just going from one stimulation to another stimulation, and they cannot sit with themselves and feel quiet and peaceful, which is the most natural and simplest thing that there is.
Люди ходят за одним стимулятором, за другим, но на самом деле они не могут просто спокойно посидеть сами с собой, хотя это самая натуральная и естественная вещь, которая только может быть.
And from nothing arises joy.
Вот из этого ничего возникает радость.
For no reason, you're just happy
Беспричинной,
without having to do anything
без необходимости что-то для
or
этого
without
делать
having to get something
или что-то получить,
or achieve something.
или достичь.
Jesus.
Okay, I see your boxes lit up, Heidi and Arthur. You want to say something? You want to share something?
Your word was so to the point. I have nothing to say. It would only diminish. So I don't really have anything to say. Except you want to elaborate a little bit on faith. Like when people are recommended to have faith, I know that it is certainly helping psychologically to think whatever happens, it's meant to be, but I wonder how you see that, or if you have more to elaborate on faith.
On what? Elaborate on what?
On fate.
Fate?
Fate. Yeah.
Fate. Fate? F-A-T-E, fate?
My spelling is not good, sorry.
Indian.
F-A, India, T-A.
Faith, faith. Faith,
Yeah.
okay. You know what a faith is, don't you? To have faith.
Well,
No?
like I said, maybe yes, we know. Like I said earlier, it seems to me it's trust. Whatever happens in the end, it's meant to be or it's good. But
Okay,
I just wonder if you have more
okay. It's
mind.
it's necessary to have trust, okay? But faith is not trust, okay?
Right.
Faith is actually confidence. And through confidence, you get trust.
Isn't it usually trust or
So listen again. Faith is confidence. And through confidence, you get trust. Because you're confident,
Okay, but-
you trust. If you're not
Read it
confident,
again.
you cannot trust.
but is there confidence that
Confident.
whatever happens, you accept and you think it's good?
everything has both polarities on it. Everything. This is life. Negative, positive, right, wrong, bad, good. But they interchange, okay? That's why I call it polarity, because polarity is not good or it's not bad. It's a polarity. And the polarity changes. All right? So this is yin and yang. You need to have polarity. We need polarity because without polarity, there's no movement. Right? Life is movement, no? Okay, but it's not fixed. So it's not good and it's not bad. Because inside the good is bad and inside the bad is good. And it interchanges. And because of that, you get one. Unity. Unity. Unity occurs from the two different polarities. When they mingle together, they become one thing. To get the movement, they separate. But actually, it's part of the same thing. It just makes it move. So that means you can look at everything in a positive way or a negative way. Now, wholeness, I would say, is unity. And inside the wholeness is the separation of yin and yang. Everybody knows this yin and yang sign, yeah? And if you look at yin and yang, it's black and white, and inside the black is white, inside the white is black. And that's what makes it spin around. But actually, it's just one thing. So we don't want to separate them totally. We want to use the energy of them. So for me, I use the energy and I see everything that happens to me as good because it belongs to the whole. It comes from the one, so it must be the one or part of the one, but it needs the other side. So that's why I always look at whatever's bad, actually it's good because it helps me learn something. I could look at it as just bad and it doesn't help me, but that won't get me anywhere. That'll separate me. That'll take me out of the yin and yang. So I choose to look at it as good because when I do that, it brings me back to the oneness. And that's the truth. It's just one. There's not a separation. The separation is what we make of it, how we perceive something. I just want to have good things in my life and not accept the bad things. And because of that, I separate myself and I put all the bad things into a closet and I don't want to look at them. I don't want to see them. But then I got a big closet full of bad things. And that closet ain't going nowhere. It's still there in the back of my house, full of shit. I rather accept the shit and say, oh, that's my stuff too, but it's okay. And then it disappears and it comes back all together as one. I don't see it separate anymore. So that's why it's so important to realize your shortcomings and it's okay.
All right.
Okay, does anybody else want to say anything or speak about anything? Hey, Toby, want to say something? Want to share something?
Yeah, can you hear me? I do not
Yes.
have headphones.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm, how to say, I'm learning to come to this softness place and self-respect place more and more often. Like, I don't know how to say, the being place. When I kind of sense or I can even hear or see or feel the stories going on. And still, I can sense how I get entangled into this. And then can go. So and then I sense by being, for example, next to a river or watching the grass moving in the wind, something happens inside. And I understand kind of, it's amazing how many stories are somehow somewhere inside me or whatever. Like I'm realizing that a lot of stuff is coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. Then I feel more free. And I realized how much like the energy field of somebody, like I'm starting to understand how this is energy field of another person. And what they say is not according to what is always inside them. So yeah, starting to understand and realizing how much we are playing games for ourselves. And many people even do not understand, they do not recognize what going on inside them. They are really surprised when I tell sometimes just a little thing and I say, oh, I can see your reaction was this. They're surprised that they haven't ever seen their own reaction, how they react. They're just like in autopilot modus. They don't even understand. They don't even watch themselves. I was not aware that
It's hard to watch when you're on automatic pilot. Right? What can you watch if you're on a program? Because you're in the program, doing the program. How can you watch? You cannot watch. That's why I told you, like, it's so important to get out of that realm. Because otherwise you're just in a program and you can't see that you're in a program. So this is the thing, when people are in a story, they have no idea they're in a story. If you're not in a story, you can see that they're in a story. But if you're in the story with them and you're in your story, then nobody sees anything.
Yeah. But sometimes I wonder that I could observe kind of the stories or the auto program, automatic pilot already as a young kid or as a young man, and I could even observe that I try to get out of my automatic program. And
Yeah.
like, and then to observe that I try to get out of autopilot and then to observe that I was observing, like, then it's
Okay. I'm gonna say something, and this is like one of the main things, okay, and which nobody wants to do, and that's one of the reasons why people can't move forward.
Еще одна важная вещь, которую многие не хотят делать, и по этой причине не могут двигаться вперед,
And that is to have the ability to lose.
это способность проигрывать.
Because if we don't have the ability to lose, we cannot gain anything.
Потому что если у нас нет способности проигрывать, мы не можем ничего выиграть.
We can't learn anything.
Ничего выучить.
And
Научиться.
that's how we move forward, no? Is by learning.
А именно
Well,
через
how
вот
can
это
you
обучение
learn?
мы двигаемся вперед.
If you're never wrong.
Как ты можешь что-то выучить, если ты всегда прав?
So this is a really major thing that I'm speaking about. That most people, we grow up in a society where the most important thing is winning.
Мы выросли в обществе, где самое главное было выигрывать.
And because of that mentality, that means people are all stuck with a winning mentality,
И поэтому все люди вот находятся вот
but they're not advancing as a human being.
в ментальности победителя, но они не развиваются как человеческие существа.
If you want to advance as a human being, you have to be able to lose,
Для этого необходимо
which just creates actually humility.
это развивает смирение.
Without humility, there's no love, there's no compassion,
Без смирения нет
there's no
любви,
understanding, there's no virtues, as I talked about.
сострадания, понимания всех добродетелей, о которых я говорю.
There's only arrogance and power and control.
Только невежество, сила и контроль.
And that's only helpful for the selfish person.
Это только полезно эгоистическим личностям.
Thank you.
So that's a really important thing that people, if you can see that within people, that they can show you that they're able to lose, to listen,
Очень важно, если ты видишь людей, которые
to
способны
admit that, you know, they're not always right or they're wrong, and they can
проигрывать,
and accept a different point of view,
слышать, принимать другие точки зрения, которые не считают,
And
что они
not
всегда
just-
правы.
X you because you have a different point of view. This is what's going on now. So that has a lot to do with it, Toby. That people, they don't know how to lose. And because you don't know how to lose, you can't see yourself.
Если вы не умеете проигрывать, то вы не можете сами себя как бы увидеть.
Yeah. It does something to me right now. I realize resistance. I wasn't ready to lose. Oh, like kind of walls.
What are you saying, Toby?
Sorry? Can you hear me?
No.
No.
Can't hear you.
Okay. Well, I can sense right now by listening or by being resistance inside me, which is kind of becoming soft. And then I can see how much in a way, I'm resisting to let go, But basically, it's simple to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got to lose besides your resistance?
Yeah.
По большому счету вам нечего терять, кроме собственного сопротивления.
Yeah, but yeah, somehow. Yeah. Anyhow. It feels good to do the resistance.
Okay, let's I'm gonna move on
Yeah.
unless you want to say something more, Toby. Okay, let's hear from a Russian Nadia or from Anna. I'm curious if you're there.
Надя или Анна, вы здесь? Осталась русская команда.
Всем здравствуйте. Я здесь, просто у меня очень плохая связь, постоянно зависает, поэтому мне пришлось видео выключить.
Yeah, but I have very bad signal, that's why I switched off the video.
Okay. Do you want to share anything?
Ты бы хотела чем-нибудь поделиться?
Честно говоря, я не знаю, чем.
I don't know. Жаль.
How are you feeling?
Как ты себя чувствуешь?
Чувствую себя хорошо, потому что мы с ребенком, у него каникулы, и мы съездили отдохнуть. Я очень много пообщалась с природой и очень много поплавала в бассейне.
The holiday, and I went to the nature with my child, and so I had a lot of communication with the nature and spent a lot of time in swimming pool. I had a rest.
Okay. So you're
И
relaxed inside.
много,
Ты достаточно расслаблена внутри, да?
да, я ловила моменты, когда я могла побыть сама с собой. И мне это было очень приятно, я получала от этого удовольствие.
Very much enjoying this moment to stay with myself.
Правда, пару моментов было, когда я была с собой, мой ребенок залез на крышу в один момент, а во второй момент он застрял в водяной горке, так что меня тренер отругал, что я не слежу за своим ребенком.
Both of the times, let's say, when I stayed by myself, with myself, my child would do something like weird, go on the roof or make some naughty things. So I was punished for this then, like, that I'm not watching after my child.
Но я на самом деле не расстроилась, что меня тренер отругал, а просто ему сказала, ну вы же здесь представлены для того, чтобы за ними смотреть.
So,
Улыбнулась и пошла дальше.
so I was not upset then the trainer, he speaked me out that I don't look after the child. I told him, but you are here for doing this. Smiled and left.
Yeah.
В общем, я отдыхала и получала удовольствие от жизни.
So I had a rest and I was enjoying the life.
Good.
Хорошо.
And now I'm happy that you come to satsang.
Я рад, что ты пришла опять на сатсанг.
even though I'm speaking in English,
Даже несмотря на то, что я говорю по-английски,
but I never feel like what I'm speaking is really so important.
но я никогда не чувствую, что бы я ни говорила, это так прям сильно важно.
It's the place from where the words come from.
Скорее, гораздо более важное место, из которого слова выходят.
This is beyond words.
Это находится за пределами слов.
So just that you're here is really good.
Поэтому то, что ты здесь, это уже очень хорошо.
And I hope that you feel the benefit from being here.
Я надеюсь, что ты чувствуешь пользу от вот этих вот встреч, от нахождения здесь.
Да, я чувствую, кстати, пользу, потому что до того, как я начала с вами общаться, я не находилась сама с собой. После общения с вами я научилась быть сама с собой. То есть мне этого на самом деле не хватало.
That's good. So that's really the best thing about being here. Even if you just sit here and you keep quiet with yourself, you'll get a lot.
Да, это вот самое важное, самое прям вот от того, что даже если ты просто находишься здесь, сидишь, вот просто сама с собой, находясь здесь, ты получаешь невероятное количество пользы. Много получишь. Получаешь много.
Да, Наташа, я тебе благодарна, что ты меня познакомила со всей этой историей, потому что, правда, с рождения ребенка я была в такой суматохе и в такой гонке, что я реально не была сама с собой никогда, с 2013 года.
Since my son was born in 2014, since then I was very much in a rush and restless, and I really didn't spend any time with myself.
So that's good. This is then the place for you to spend time with yourself.
Тогда это для тебя место.
It doesn't matter if you listen to me or not.
Неважно, слушаешь ты меня или нет.
Just sit with yourself
Просто вот
in
то,
this
что ты сидишь сама с собой.
space that is created for us.
Вот в этом пространстве, которое для нас создано.
And this will give you a lot.
И это даст тебе много.
Я благодарна вам.
Okay, how about Anna? I haven't really met her, so she's there somewhere.
Тебя вызывают. Все, заходи сам.
Okay. Unless people want to speak about something, I'm gonna end with the meditation.
Если больше никто ничем не хочет поделиться, мы перейдем к медитации.
You want to say anything, Italian?
Well, I could.
Then do it.
So yes, like what I noticed now, I realize now when he was talking about the stories and struggling and resistance, that I almost don't have any last weeks. I feel good, and it's like so normal that I didn't even notice that there is no struggle actually almost happening now. But a lot of many time I'm just like feeling joy and yes, joy, наслаждение, приятно, pleasant. just feeling good. And also about the virtues, so when I check, like, do I develop them or not, I can say, well, as minimum, I don't fight with myself. It's already good. I fight much less resistance. And I think, like, yes, I'm much more kind to myself and patient, more accept. I allow more and accept more of what is happening to me, trying not to judge or blaming. Yeah, to see how it unfolds and wait. I had this moment, like, shall I go, shall I stay? And so I wrote for myself, like, again there. I know everything mostly about the Moscow, what to expect there. And I understood, like, I don't really know what to expect here, but because everything unfolds not the way I expect.
Yeah, what do you expect?
Yes, and in my, like, because I had this spiritual conditioning, strong spiritual conditioning, so I feel for myself, the more I stay, the less spiritual I become. I'm losing my spiritual layers more and more.
Is that good?
I enjoy it, actually. I feel much more freedom like this, much more free, and yes, by being myself. Yeah, it's like limitations, actually, the ideas. So yes, every day I lose one more spiritual idea about myself by allowing what is here to be here. And actually, yes, I feel good. I feel really good about this. So, but yeah, I don't know how it's going to unfold because I understand that I don't know and I can't know. And so it makes it really interesting to see how it will come. And I choose this to stay here and to know the unknown, to experience the unknown, rather than to go to known.
Okay. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else want to say anything? Share anything?
I want to say that
Oh, okay, Patty. Yeah, okay.
I want to say that I'm really happy to be on this moment. Like I think that it's fate, grace, whatever that make me even arrive on time because I'm, in another place. I don't know the hours. It's very funny because my phone, it's with the 2 hours. I don't know how to take it out. So I have like 2 hours on my phone and it's like home. It's the hour of India. So at least I know what time is it in India, so I can join it, but I don't know how I join it. So I'm really happy and it's a really good reminder because I already feel more from this gas, from this satsang. So I'm happy and thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy you're here, Patty. Thank you for being here and sharing your consciousness here with us. I'm very grateful for everybody here that is here sharing themselves. I'm really happy, if you guys share something, because how do I say, whatever we put in, something comes out. So whatever you share, something can come back. Okay?
Я очень рад, что вот мы здесь находимся и что вы делитесь чем-то, потому что в вкладывая что-то, вы получаете что-то, что-то вы вложили, что-то вы получили назад.
It doesn't really matter what we share,
На самом
as long
деле,
as we share.
не так важно, чем именно мы делимся, важно, что мы делимся.
So don't think that you don't have anything to share.
Так что не думайте, что вам нечем поделиться.
And that's our biggest mistake when we live in this life, that many times we don't think that we're important or we don't have anything to offer.
So, это вот наша основная ошибка в жизни, что мы много раз думаем, что мы недостаточно важны или нечего нам предложить.
Okay, so last chance, anybody that wants to say anything or that, or otherwise we'll do the meditation. Oh, by the way, I want to mention to everybody, next week, I'm going to do an open satsang, okay? So it's for anybody.
На следующей неделе у нас будет открытый сатсанг для всех.
And then the week after, we'll do the regular satsang that we have, or the private group here. Okay,
Через
so
неделю
that
у нас
means
будет тут опять
next
сатсанг.
weekend will be an open satsang. And so if you know anybody that's interested, please tell them.
Так что это
Yeah.
будет открытый сатсанг на следующей неделе.
They
Так что
just have to contact Natalia and she'll give them the link.
если вы знаете кого-то, кто тоже хочет присоединиться, сообщите им об этом, чтобы они со мной связались со мной, и я дам ссылку на сатсанг. На Zoom.
Okay. Good. All right. Also, I'm going to start to offer private one-to-one sessions with people
Я
if
также
you're interested.
начинаю давать индивидуальные сессии, если есть интерес.
And that will be written down in the public telegram group.
Да, скоро мы опубликуем анонс об этом.
Okay, everyone. Again, just be here is enough.
И опять, просто будьте здесь, этого достаточно.
Try not to do anything.
Попытайтесь ничего не делать.
Just be here is enough.
Просто будьте здесь, этого достаточно.
And just keep quiet.
И просто будьте спокойны, неподвижны.
Let's come to the heart center of Namaste. Into the chamber, with the fingertips, pass the third eye, pass the crown.
Теперь сложите руки под стеной против сердца. Сосуды луч света поднимается вверх, третьего глаза, коронные чакры уходят в небо.
We're moving upward to the third eye.
Поднимемся выше к третьему глазу.
The chamber of the fingertips, pass the crown.
И опять потом через пальцы, кончики пальцев мимо коронной чакры уходят в небо.
We're going to lower our head into the light and bow our head to our own inner divinity, and also that we may also receive the presence of grace.
Склоните свою голову в свет, а также поклонитесь этим своей внутренней божественности, и это возможность получить присутствие милости.
Let your head back up again.
Позвольте голове вернуться обратно в вертикальное положение,
Stay back in the heart center.
близко обратно к сердцу.
Back to the third eye.
Обратно к третьему
This
глазу.
time we touch the third eye in recognition of our own divine wisdom.
Прикасаемся к признанию собственной божественной мудрости.
Back to the heart.
Обратно к сердцу.
Touch the heart in recognition of the seat of our soul, which is located in the heart.
Прикасаемся к сердцу, распознавая признание семени нашей души, которое расположено в сердце.
Let our hands down. Just keep
Позвольте рукам опуститься и сохранить спокойствие.
Let's come to our heart center.
Вернемся к сердцу.
I'm gonna chant the universal vibration of love and peace, which is Om. I'll chant it 3 times and everybody can chant it along.
Попою 3 раза звук, универсальный вселенский звук. О, все могут петь со мной.
Let there be peace. Let there be peace among all creatures of the universe. Let there be peace. And slowly come back. Like to thank everybody for being part of this satsang. Thank you, everyone, for sharing.
Thank you.
So we'll meet next Sunday.
Так что встретимся в следующее воскресенье.
If you have any friends that'd like to join, please tell them.
Если есть друзья, которые хотят присоединиться, скажите им.
Any last words, anyone? Okay, thank you.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Blessings.